As a 39-year-old creative, I thought I made it once I hit six figures. Boy, was I wrong. So now I'm documenting my life with the goal of building my dream of creating a multi-million-dollar content agency in public. But the biggest shift wasn't what I learned. It was who I became. This has been my blueprint. Change doesn't happen when you think about it. It happens when you decide who you are and then live like it. I'm not who I was. I'm not who I'm pretending to be. I'm who I said I would become. So the first mindset shift that I had to make was being who you say you are. That might sound simple, but the one thing for me that I realized that myself, as well as a lot of people I feel like kind of deal with this, is you say that you're one thing, but then you do something that's completely opposite. So for me, that came down to saying that I'm a good father, saying that I'm a good husband, but I wasn't spending time with my wife or spending time with my daughter or being fully present when I was around them, or saying that I wanted to have a multi-million-dollar content agency and not doing the things that are actually leading me to that goal. And so after a while, you feel like a fraud because the things that you say that you're doing, you're not actually doing. So for me, during this time of changing my mindset on certain things, the first thing that I had to do was become the person that I say that I was. It's not one big moment that changes your life. It's 1,000 small ones no one else sees. Success isn't built in crowds. It's built when no one's clapping. Next is small habits matter. Small habits matter. The reason that is so important to me is because for years, I always leaned into the major moves, doing the big moves that actually lead to big time results. And don't get me wrong, doing those big things actually matter. You got me? But what usually happens when you only do the big things and you wait for those big moments to get you the results that you want, the results that you feel are life-changing, is that when those opportunities come, you're not ready for them. And that is because you haven't been doing the small things, the small habits that have actually built you up for these big time opportunities. So for me, that is why I really wanted to build discipline. I actually prayed for discipline for the last year and a half. And so for me, that's when I started to do the small habits, such as waking up at 5:30 in the morning every day, reading my Bible every day, writing in my journal every day, working out, eating somewhat healthier, doing cardio, doing meal prep on Sundays, planning out my week on Sundays, having certain days where I do content. Before, with all those things, I was all over the place. And so I was never consistent. I was never disciplined. And so when it actually came time for me to actually have these big opportunities, I fumbled them. I fumbled them because I wasn't ready, and I wasn't ready because I wasn't doing the small things on a very consistent basis that would have made me ready for these big opportunities. So the second mindset shift is do the small things. Most people drown in noise because they never learn to sit in silence. Clarity isn't something you find, it's something that you fight for. Third one, why clarity matters. Clarity is a very important and special word for me lately. And the reason I'm so big on clarity now is because sometimes as creatives, sometimes as entrepreneurs, brand owners, small business owners, we move and we try to make things happen without clarity in our life and our business. And I fell into that boat. I fell into that trap so many times because I would just start to move or have an idea for something and move without really breaking down and having a clear understanding of what it is that I should be doing, what is it that I offer, And really, what is it that I actually do? And so lately, probably since January, I started to actually have more clarity on these certain things that I do. And now it helps me going forward. So I started to have clarity around what type of business do I have? Even though I have a production company, as well as I'm actually doing more consultation. But before, it was all over the place. Am I a media company? Am I an influencer? Do I have a production company? What is it that I actually do and I'm actually pushing? And so now I'm very clear on what it is that I'm doing. Who's my audience? Who am I making this content for? Who are the brands, businesses that I'll actually want to work with? Before, it was all over the place. Now, I have a very clear understanding of who this person is. What type of content should I be producing? That was something that I wasn't clear on. But now, these things are becoming super clear. So if you're somebody who's actually not too sure about your business, your life, it's always good to kind of get a notebook and a pen and really just sit down and actually write out what is it that you do, who are you for, what is your mission, what are your values, all of these type of things that's actually going to help you get clarity around what is it that you do. Do you still feel overwhelmed trying to stay consistent as a content creator? Well, I built Focus, which is a Notion dashboard that helps you plan, track your goals, and actually grow your brand without burning out. Some creators are actually calling it a game changer. And when I say some creators, I'm actually talking about me. Grab yours today and finally lock in your focus. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Success isn't accidental. It's built. One intentional move at a time. And lastly, why intentionality separates the amateurs from the pros. And so this one is very interesting to me because this is something that I've really just started to understand over the last month or two. And what this really means to me is, for this one, I can't really speak for anybody else. For me, especially when it comes to content, I was actually not being very intentional about the moves that I was actually making or the content that I was producing. I was filming a video and like whoever likes it will like it, right? But now I've attached an outcome with the type of content that I produce. So now I think of my content as far as, do I want it to generate leads? Do I want it to generate production leads? Or do I want to generate consultant leads? Do I want to build a following? Or do I just want people to be connected with me? And now I'm very intentional about the content that I create to make sure that it actually leads to one of those results. If it doesn't lead to one of those results, then I'm not doing it. So for me, the last thing that I've actually learned is just being very intentional about what is it that I'm doing, what is it that I'm producing, and how it's actually going to help me in my business, in my future, and growing this production company, growing this consulting agency. So I'm actually in the middle of editing this video that you're watching right now. And while I was editing, I realized something, that a lot of you all that watch these videos of mine are not subscribed to my channel. Why is that? Huh? So do me a favor. If you like this video, and only if you like this video, go ahead and hit subscribe for me. I'm trying to grow this channel, but I can only do that if you all subscribe to the channel. So go ahead and do me that favor. So creators, entrepreneurs, brand owners, social media managers, these are the mindset changes that have helped me. And just by talking to a lot of different people, especially with me doing a lot of these consultation calls, I realized that a lot of people have these same issues. So it's never about the gear that you have, how to actually produce or shoot content. Any type of issues that you might have, if you focus on any of these 4 mindset changes, it's going to drastically help you out. So that's all I got for you today. I'm Rashad, and I'm transforming my life and my business. And Zion, Daddy loves you. If you don't know that already, that I love you. And don't forget my wife. I love my wife too.